I had to go through that. Like, a couple women hurt me. My mama had hurt me, and it was easier to just point at the women than it was to point at myself. You feel me? So I was out here telling women what they should be, and telling women that they wasn't. You feel me? Like, it was easier to do that. And when you hear these questions again, where you can clearly tell that a person is jaded, bruh, and it's okay to get like that sometimes. If you around it for so long, yeah, you gonna stink. Like, it happens, bro. Like, it might not have been you that pissed in the pool, but if it was piss in the pool and you was in the pool, my like, you pissy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a if that's a Gucci bathing suit. I don't give a if you got the Sergio Tashini tracksuit to put on after you get out the pool. Like, you pissy. Like, and sometimes we need to just hit the shower.
What's up, family? It's your girl Samantha Lee, and y'all, I'm here to do yet another I've got something to say. Oh, I got something to say. She got something to say. I got something to say. Your girl got something to say. And so, y'all, I'm here and I'm ready to do it. I saw a clip that was floating around in this Instagram space, and I had to do a reaction video to it, okay? Because I feel very strongly about this topic. More so in these recent days than I felt in the past. So we gonna get into it. But before we get into it, I know that we can do it. I need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like the content that I'm putting out. Y'all, I'm working hard. I'm putting content almost daily. I'm putting content out almost daily. 5 days a week, I'm putting out shorts. 1 day a week, I'm going live. 1 day, I'm also putting out a long form content just like this every single week. And I don't want you to miss a thing. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well. I'll be randomly popping up, and I don't want you to miss me at all. I want to connect with you. I want you to connect with our Game Changer Nation, our fast growing Game Changer Nation. I think we had 355,000 subscribers right now. And y'all, I started just a little over a year ago. So I'm really excited about the growth, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Okay. Enough about that. Let's get into the meat of the message, shall we? This is a clip from my crew, tonight's conversation. Love Ace Metaphor. Shout out to him and to all the people on this particular stage. Right now in this particular clip, it's Tripp Fontane. Mr. Tripp Fontane. I've had Tripp come on and speak, and I just think he's a man full of wisdom. He be saying some things, y'all. He be saying some things. And so anyway, here's a clip of him saying some things, and we gonna process it together. Now, you know, guys, I get a little excited. I got little things I want to say, so I'm not going to play it all the way out. I'm going to stop it, give my response, continue. That means you got to stay to the end of the video. Don't touch the dial to be able to get the entire point of this video. Y'all with me? All right. Oh, hit that like button. It's free, y'all. Just hit the like button. It helps me a lot get into these algorithms. Y'all know we going through something, and I'm still trying to push through anyway and remain consistent anyway. God said to me, keep building the ark. Rain gonna come. And y'all, rain is gonna come. So your girl's building the ark. So hit the like button to help me build this ark. All right? Let's go. All right, so here's Tripp Fontane. It's a live show. Y'all can see tonight's conversation live. You know, you just check the cities that they're in. And y'all, it is a lot of fun. There's a lot of energy. And I think y'all would love it. All right. So anyway, let's go.
I think people are burnt out, and I think a part of the problem is that most people don't acknowledge it. Most people continue to go out there tired. Most people continue to go out there hurt. Most people continue to go out there ready to receive some. And
okay, so he's talking in reference to dating. Okay, he's saying that people are going out in the dating market and they're tired, they're burnt out, and they bitter. right? They're coming out and they want to date anyway. They want to be around people anyway. And y'all, I have a real problem with this because a lot of times people, they go out, they get out of a relationship, a significant relationship, and immediately, as soon as the person leaves or they leave, they're on the search for the next person to fill in the void, to fill in the space. And the reality is we all have a part to play in relationships. There's always something that we can learn from and do better. All of us. And when you don't take that time, you go in with even more damage to the next person because you haven't healed. At some point in the journey with the next person, the person you left that you didn't heal from is going to come up. Whether it's them texting your phone or living rent-free in your brain, that's going to come up. And if you don't take the necessary time to really work through that process, you're just going to continue to bleed on people that did not cut you. You cannot heal what you don't reveal. And in this clip, he's also saying that people don't want to admit that they're actually processing the past, that they're not over their ex. It's like we have this ego, like, nah, I'm over it. I mean, whatever, I'm good. Like, whatever, she can do whatever she wants. Or I don't care. He can do whatever he wants. We can play that game all day long. No one's healing from that. You're trying to protect yourself from not being vulnerable, but you're robbing people from the opportunity to actually connect with you because you're afraid of acknowledging the fact that you're not ready yet because you don't want to be alone. If we're being real, no one does. It's not always fun to be alone. But I'll tell you what, y'all, in these last moments of my, like, wow, it's been a while for me being single and taking time for myself intentionally. What I've learned in this space is that now it's like I'm so much more selective than I've ever been in bringing people into this space. Like I've allowed God, and y'all, God be eliminating people. You allow God into your discernment. You allow God into your dating choices and relationship choices. Y'all, you be losing friends. You be losing people. And you're like, what happened? I thought that was interesting. I thought this was working out. I thought we had and the reality is God is like, I don't force it to fit. I'm like, oh, okay. So you're saying no to that, God. Cool. Like in the past, I used to work so hard to keep people in my life. Now I let them go. I let it walk. Like if it's not meant, okay. I ain't gonna fight you, God. In the past, I used to fight you. I used to try to give people more and more chances. Try to see the good in them because I like them and I see a future with them and everything like that. But what I've learned, y'all, and y'all pay attention to this. When you deal with somebody, let's say you dealt with somebody one time, right? And this is off the cuff. I'm just speaking. And there was a reason why you stopped talking to them, right? And they come back into your life. And you're like, oh, some time has passed. They know where I stand. They know who I am. So if they come back into my life, that must mean that they are on the same page as me. They must want what I want because they know what I want. So they wouldn't come back into my life unless they wanted the same things. Wrong. They gonna come back in your life anyway. Whether they see it your way or not, they still want you. You was the one who was like, I don't like this. They always liked it. Whether that be a female or a male. Y'all, if you had a legitimate reason, do not assume that when they come back into your life, they have changed, that their perceptions have changed, that they're constant. No, do not assume that. I have made that mistake, y'all. And I thank God it hasn't been no significant consequences for it. But I've learned that no, keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. All right? That's a side note. I don't know who needed that, but that's a side note. Keep moving. Because, listen, unless they say something has changed, assume nothing has changed. Just because they hitting you up, even though they know where you stand, don't mean something has changed. They just maybe say, oh, some time has passed. Maybe they done forgot what they said or why we stopped talking, so let me try again. No. Okay? This is some lessons that I've learned in the valley. Let's go. Let's keep going.
And don't acknowledge that they've actually been adversely affected by what they experience in the dating world.
Period.
It's okay to sometimes to acknowledge, like, hey, I'm low-key bitter. right now. Like I need to I need to stay in the house, like, bro, because I don't. It's been some points in my life I keep it G. Like I get all this high praise now. No, I was definitely a bitter nigga, bro. Like,
Thank you, Tripp. Just keep it real. Just that is part of the biggest issue that I see in this dating market is we're not being real. We're so busy playing defense. We're so busy trying to protect ourselves from being hurt and being vulnerable that we're not being honest. And we don't want to be alone. We're desperately afraid of being alone. And it's in a world that's supposedly more connected than we've ever been. There's people feeling way more lonely than they've ever felt, right? Or lonelier than they've ever felt. And now everybody's like just scrambling, like, I don't want to be alone. I'm so afraid of being alone that I'm just going to take anything or stick into a situation that I know I need to be unstuck from just because I'm afraid of what it looks like to not have anybody. And it's the enemy, y'all. False evidence appearing real. It's fear. And what I've learned in this season is that it's good to have a good relationship with yourself. It's good to be able to spend time with yourself and not need somebody there just to be there. It's freeing. It's liberating. It's empowering. You know, does that mean that's going to be your forever stance? No, but there's things that you have to heal. There's places your mind has to go on your own. No one can, like, people be in relationships like, oh, they just don't make me happy anymore. It's not another person's job to make you happy. It's not another person's job to fulfill you. It's not another person's job to make you feel secure. That's your stuff. And you haven't spent enough time on your own to be a whole person by yourself before you decide to go into a relationship with somebody else who may or may not be whole. And y'all are seeking in each other, which you can't find. You can't do it for them and they can't do it for you. Not long term. It's always going to be a broken cistern, leaking water. That's why you need that time to be able to get those wounds and figure out what you do when you feel upset and how you fill your own cup and how you fuel up so that when you're in a relationship with somebody else, you're not always so draining. You're not always sad looking for somebody else to make you happy. You know what you need to do for you. And too much in society, we either run into drugs, unfortunately, run into, whether it's a man or a woman running into relationships way too soon, whether it's distracting ourselves with food, whether it's distracting ourselves with all these different projects, we are not taking enough time by ourselves to feel sad, to go through those moments so that when we get with somebody else, we're not bringing a whole bunch of baggage, expecting them to unpack it. We've already unpacked the baggage. We've already set it nicely in our closet of our brain and our heart. And we're ready to receive somebody else in our world because we've been able to do the work that needs to be done to fit somebody in our world. That's what we're not doing. And that's why we keep running into broken relationship after broken relationship, getting hurt and disappointed and hurt and disappointed and keep going into this dating market. And it becomes a pissy pool. It becomes a dirty pool. A dirty dating pool filled with people that have not healed and are looking for somebody else to heal them, somebody else to fix all the broken pieces. And that just doesn't happen. Only therapy and Jesus can do that, in my opinion. Sorry, y'all. Let's continue.
I had to go through that. Like, a couple women hurt me. My mama had hurt me, and it was easier to just point at the women than it was to point at myself. You feel me? So I was out here telling women what they should be and telling women that they wasn't. You feel me? Like, it was easier to do that. And when you hear these questions again, where you can clearly tell that a person is jaded, bruh. And it's okay to get like that sometimes if you around it for so long. You gonna stink. Like, it happens, bro. Like, it might not have been you that pissed in the pool, but if it was piss in the pool and you was in the pool, my nigga, like, you pissy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a if that's a Gucci bathing suit. I don't give a if you got the Sergio Tashini tracksuit to put on after you get out the pool. My nigga, like, you pissy. Like, and sometimes we need to just hit the showers.
And sometimes we just need to hit the showers. And sometimes we just need to hit the daggone showers. Sometimes we're not ready. Sometimes we just need to take a break and acknowledge what we actually feel in the private moments of our heart before we try to bring people in. Because sometimes when we compulsively are looking for someone to fill in the space, there's an emptiness in you that you need to figure out on your own. There's an addiction to having somebody there that isn't healthy. There's an addiction to I can't be by myself. I gotta have somebody to validate me. I gotta have somebody to validate me. Okay, well, if you don't validate me, then I gotta find somebody else. And if you don't validate me, then you now your drug has become people. Your drug has become the validation that comes with having a person versus actually being able to validate yourself. Y'all realize that when you do that, you're putting your power in the hands of someone else. Someone else to accept you, someone else to tell you that you're good enough, someone else to tell you that you're pretty, someone else to tell you that you're worthy. And that's dangerous. Take your power back. And that takes time to heal, to acknowledge, to grow, to learn, to become. And you don't do that just by jumping in the pool. And again, to his point, you may not have made the pool pissy, but if the pool is pissy and you jump in it, you still got to take a shower. And that means that in your relationships, you may not be the person who is quote unquote at fault, but that doesn't mean that there's not something that you got to learn from it. That does not necessarily mean that you don't take a shower after you jump in the pool. You still got to take a break and acknowledge the part you played. A lot of people tell me, hey, Sam, I just came from this toxic relationship and I keep, the relationship before that was toxic and the relationship before that was toxic. And I'm saying, okay, you now have to say to yourself, what about me resonates with toxic? Because I keep entertaining toxic partners. Because it's not so much about what you attract. Because people say, oh, you attract what you are. On some level, okay, yeah. It's not so much what you attract, it's what you entertain. Because you might attract a wide range of men or a wide range of women. What kind of women or what kind of men do you entertain? And those choices are indicative of a feeling you have for yourself or within yourself. What do you entertain? Do you consistently entertain toxic partners? Okay, so now we have to go from, if that's what I'm doing, what about me continues to choose to entertain that type of partner? That's the only way that we can grow. And in this society, whether it's male or female, a lot of us are running from the level, from sitting in the seat of accountability and just saying, listen, I messed up. I could have done things better. I wish I would have done that. Because if you keep running from taking accountability, you'll never heal. You'll still be broken about that relationship 20 years later. I've met people that the relationship ended 15 years ago. They're still talking about it as if the relationship ended yesterday. 7 relationships later. And because they couldn't get over the relationship from 15 years ago, they don't sabotage every relationship ever since. Heal. Heal. So that the next relationship that you decide to get into, the next date that you decide to go on, you're going on as a person that is whole. They're not broken. Trying to fit little broken pieces together. Take your power back. Don't just give it away because you're afraid of being lonely, y'all. A woman told me this and it resonated with me. She said, I'm single, I'm alone, but I'm never lonely. That's how I feel now. I've taken a lot of time to myself because I really, truly wanted to heal the right way. And in this time, I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about the woman I want to be in the future. Who do I want? What kind of wife I want to be? What kind of mother I want to be? What kind of businesswoman I want to be? I've learned a lot about myself. And it's so empowering. It's so empowering to take this time and to say, okay, well, I'm not just going to go. Now it's like, if someone reaches out, I'm not just going to go on the date because I don't have nothing else to do. It's going to be like, does this make sense for me? Because I don't want to waste nobody's time. I value my time and other people's time so much more that I'm not just trying to fill in the space with other people. It's like, well, do I really want to go on a date with them? Do I really see a future with them? Do they really align with who I am as a person and what I desire moving forward? I think that way through. And even in the times where I don't, God holds me accountable. And he'll be like, nah, Sam, that ain't gonna work. I call it the holy eject button. He'd be like, oh, something will happen. And I gotta go. Something happens every single time, y'all. And I'm thankful for that, because it's holding me accountable to my word, that my time is valuable. And with my time being valuable, that means that not everybody gets access to it. And that took me healing. That took me going to the showers and saying, listen, I know I'm going into this a little bit broken, a little bit hurt, and a little bit bitter. And I want to be better for my future. And so I'm going to do that. Not only for the person that I will be with, but for me. All right, y'all. That's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I want you to be a part of our fast-growing Game Changer Nation. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.